I did get to go to the Galapagos recently, which is about a 17-hour flight, which did give me tons of time to ponder life's great questions. Will I ever afford to shoot portrait again? Did I bring enough cameras? And most importantly, is flying halfway down the Americas finally going to make me a good photographer? Still, jury's out. But I did have one day to spend in Quito at the beginning of the whole trip, which apparently just meant going to church. To get to the Galapagos, you can't fly directly, so we had to go from Quito to Guayaquil and then eventually out to the islands themselves. But that's just leg one. Once you arrive, you have to take a bus ride that takes like 45 minutes, followed by a ferry that goes across this channel, child not included. After that, you make a quick pit stop at this sinkhole that's part of two that are very large. This is not optional, you need to do this. And after that, you arrive in Puerto Ayora, which is where we would board the boat, and also the end of me being able to eat anything solid. But this is also where the tortoises are. Ooh. I'm definitely not a wildlife photographer, so all the photos I took that include animals were more or less by accident, which isn't all that different from all of the photos I take. But I did have a day to spend in Puerto Ayora, and the rest of those photos turned out pretty spicy, if I do say so myself.
All of the species are considered vulnerable, endangered, and are still in the red list from the IUCN.
Nice. Remember when I said that I wouldn't be able to eat any solid food? Well, I did lie a little bit because I was eating Dramamine for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. But damn, that view is nice to wake up to. It was at 6 a.m., but I did get to relax and enjoy a nice coffee on the roof before heading out to our first island so that we could watch this bird take a crap and get some photos in. The next 4 days would essentially be some combination of exploring islands and snorkeling, with all the downtime being spent on the boat, which did afford me the opportunity to essentially kill rolls shooting stuff around the boat, and in hindsight, they're probably better than anything I actually shot on land in the Galapagos. Can't win, I guess. Another morning, another nice coffee on the top deck, trying not to vomit out a lung, and then it was off to another island that, among other things, featured a whale skeleton and a large population of sea lions. Unfortunately, this is also the point at which my Hasselblad decided that it had had enough of the Galapagos and crapped the bed after only 5 shots. Thankfully, I shot just about everything that I think I wanted to, but also send me a Venmo because turns out Hasselblad repairs ain't cheap. Next up was a boat tour through some mangroves, or as sea turtles like to call it, the bedroom. This is definitely not safe for work, which is odd considering I definitely did this as a work trip. The next real photographic opportunity we had was another island that supposedly has a couple of flamingos on it, which we did see, and which I didn't photograph because I'm not a wildlife photographer. It was also cloudy pretty much the entire time, and I still had Kodak Ultramax loaded into the Nikon, so most of those photos turned out like hot garbage. The sun did come out right at the end, which afforded me just enough time to take this photo of everyone leaving me behind on the boat. Next day we were off to another island that was much younger than the other ones that we'd seen prior, which really just meant that it was more rock than anything else, with some amounts of sand and these really neat, like, different colored, like, oceanside vegetation. I still know absolutely nothing about them aside from that Ultramax saturation really liked what was going on. In the afternoon, we went to another island that had a lot of iron deposits in the soil, which is why it's red. It was essentially midday, so the light was bad, and most of the life on the island was either brown, dead, or brown and dead. So I only really got 2 great photos. They're not great. They're not great photos. I got 2 photos on this island. Our last excursion was to an island around sunrise where sea turtles go to lay their eggs, and I decided it wasn't worth recording any video of the actual island, but the light was good, baby! So, did I answer any of my questions? No, I'll never be able to shoot Portra 400 again, considering development and scans on the rolls I shot rivaled the cost of my flights just to get down there. Did I bring enough cameras? Yeah, just barely, even though one was shot from the get-go. And most importantly, does flying essentially halfway around the world make you a good photographer? No.